All right, hello everybody. Today we're going to be looking at the college photographers of the year while I eat buffalo wings. So this is a mukbang as well as a fucking video. All right, so winning a contest does not make a photographer, but it can be a bellwether of talent. College photographers of the year have gone on to become outstanding professional photographers and leaders in the field of photojournalism. The list of alumni is long and prestigious. Apparently, it means something. So, let's come over here. This is the most recent one, I believe, right? Whatever. So, this is last year's, or whenever the last one was, the 73rd iteration. These are the best photos, apparently. I don't know who judges them. I'm assuming they know what they're talking about, looking at, and doing. This right here is a picture. So, Spot News, this one won. It's like a Renaissance painting. Unfortunately, these people not having a good time. Straight up. I don't know what happened here. There's no caption with it for me. A picture of an unscheduled or breaking event for which no advance planning was possible. Examples: fires, accidents, or natural disasters. That sucks. I don't know what happened. But damn. Cool beans. Wait a minute. Who are these people? Is this Spot News? More Spot News? Oh. Is this just Spot News? Cool beans. Alright. This is, oh boy. That guy's getting chokeholded. Again, this is great composition. It all leads to this dude's face. You have to try to look away, and of course, it's exposed right away. I don't know if they're allowed to edit or what. Oh, this shit's fucking me up. On 20th of September 2017, the Spanish police attacked the Catalan political administration to forbid the Catalan referendum. The citizens of the country stand up and went out in the streets. Who wrote this? To protect their rights and democracy. At the photo, we can see how a Spanish cop attacks a Pacific citizen and a Catalan cop try to help and protect the citizen. Who wrote that? I'm assuming someone who doesn't speak English. That's okay, whatever. Oh, it is somebody that... It's fucking Oh, I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. Alex Corman, University of North Carolina, Chapel. Oh man, that's a sad picture. It's edited like a motherfucker, I think, but it's sad. There's a vignette on it, at least. That could be in camera. It looks like he threw that clarity knob up. Police shot and killed Thurman Blevins on Saturday evening, June 23rd, 2018, in North Minneapolis neighborhood. Shortly after the incident, police taped off the scene and dozens of community members slowly began to gather. Most of them expressed sadness and frustration toward the police and the situation as a whole. James Lark breaks down into tears. He recounts what he saw of the shooting only an hour earlier. It's got to be a traumatic thing. Hey, okay, both of these people and the people before, it's uncomfortable to put a camera in someone's face who's having a bad time. Someone's straight up not having a good time. Like they'll let you fucking know because they don't care. They're not having a good time. And it's very uncomfortable, at least for me. I'm an introvert, so it's hard for me, so I admire these people. This guy has included the scene in the background with this portrait of a man. I mean, this could be standalone on the right here, but he includes all of this. And even though it's blurry, you know what's going on. That's a perfect picture. That's a very good picture. I mean, tears are coming down this dude's face. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's terrible. It's beautifully composed. The subject matter is harrowing. Oh my God, what is this? Ooh, Jesus. A student is treated for tear gas. This is Yader Guzman, Loyalist College. Bro, forgive me if I fuck some of these names up. A student is treated for tear gas inhalation inside the Cathedral of Managua. Students had gathered at the cathedral to and distribute food and supplies to other groups of students who had taken over various universities in protest of the government's violent They staged a coup. Violent crackdown, okay. When police and gangs of armed government supporters, supporters should probably come before that, I don't know, began to surround and lay siege to the compound. Tear gas and live ammunition was used against. Is it live, or is it less lethal at least? That's misleading. Was used against the students. 2 were killed, dozens assaulted, including journalists, when police overran the compound's gates. Apostrophe S, buddy. I'm assuming this is also not in English. Okay, I keep forgetting these people's native languages in fucking English. Again, this photo is intense, and it looks like it's all about timing. You might not realize it. This photo, or this dude had to get in front. Look, there's police beating the shit out of people, and he got all the way in there. This guy is right up against. These people are all pushing boundaries for these photos, and that's what sometimes as photojournalists I think you have to do. Mind you, I've never worked outside of government work as far as photojournalism, which is very watered down. I move away from the mic to breathe in. But also timing. I don't know what modes they used, if they use continuous. These are very well-timed photos. Like this, the waters, I think it might... I can't tell with this shit photo. Or, not shit photo, shit copy of the photo they put on the website for the sake of bandwidth. I mean, you've got a hand there. It's just, I don't know if they are allowed to crop them in post. I'm assuming they're allowed to do some editing. Yeah, pretty heavy vignette there. Or at least down here, unless that's natural. But hey, it looks good. Wow. And again, like, these are students being brought, treated for tear gas inhalation. Oh, God. Oh, so that's... Who knows if that's sweat or what? Water just blasted in her face or something. I'm not sure how that stuff works. Marcus Weichman. I don't know how that's pronounced. University of Applied Sciences and Arts of Hanover. This chick's having a good time. You can see by her face. No, just kidding. Let's see what it's about. 2 RIB rescue teams are responsible for the safe and transfer of 301 migrants onto the vessel of the NGO Sea-Watch from a wooden boat in distress on the Mediterranean Sea. The people fled their home countries and tried to reach Europe via the Central Mediterranean route, the most used migration route to the EU in recent years. At this day, the weather conditions are well and the transfer is done within 3 hours. Right after completion of the rescue case, the NGO sets out another SAR case, search and rescue, which the Maritime Rescue Coordination Center in Rome announced to all nearby vessels by radio. I'm not going to judge their storytelling techniques, because fuck, people are all over the place. Again, this dude's on the fucking boat. Like, he got in that shit. He's not like standoff or anything. He's probably a good few feet away. I'd say he's about 5 to 7 feet. If he's got, his lenses. I'm trying to see what's really in focus here, but who cares? Everyone's. This is a fantastic photo. This means a lot. This photo. These people are locked eyes. They are their hands are holding his. He's got another hand reaching out for his shoulder. There's 2 people on the boat. Like, everyone's involved in this. I don't know if these people doesn't look like they're migrants. They've got the rigs on. this it's just a cool photo, and of course, it's got that action going. It's very well composed. I'm gonna say that for every single fucking one of these. I'm gonna get away from the technicalities. I'm gonna look straight into why it's a good on the spot photo. Like this dude didn't miss a beat for this one. He didn't miss that one. Oh Jesus. Erin Bourmet at the University of Missouri. Think about this one without even reading it. She's in the, I don't know what's happening here, but this he's in a bad spot. And to take this photo, unless there's a platform or something that I don't see, or she's using a super telephoto lens, which it actually doesn't totally look like. It looks like they can't be more than like 200 millimeters. She's got to be in there. So let's read what it is. A dive team pulls a man from the Red River between Fargo and Moorhead. Why am I so bad at my own country's states? In Moorhead, Minnesota, on July 6, 2018, the man held a small dog, was threatening to walk into the river with it, and was not responding to emergency personnel trying to talk him back to shore. Again, bro, these people need a photojournalism. I know was said in the contest, but they've got the hardest part of it down, which is getting the fuck in there, getting that photo. The man continued to yell for help from other passers-by, but fought against his rescuers. Once safely ashore, the man cooperated more readily with EMTs and other first responders. Man, that sucks. Bro, she got this dude on fucking camera, and that's a tiny dog. This dude's looking at... And me, like, I shy away from conflict a lot. Like, that's just my nature. And this dude's giving... Like, once he looks at me like that, like, I'm getting the fuck out of there. Maybe being a college student is different. You're just you're a kid, not bound by any ties to anyone, as far as professionally yet. But this, like, shit, I don't know what this dude was yelling, but he was fighting. Maybe she felt safe because there's 3 huge dudes around him who have inflatey jackets, which I think is super cool. God, I'm so glad that puppy did not drown. Why didn't she include the puppy? Okay, so I think that's it for on the spot. But as you can tell, like, these people, I got some cojones. Which one won? I guess they all won, huh? Oh, okay. Let me go over the category. It's just the names. Okay. Tears for Thurman. Untitled. Sea-Watch 01. Water Rescue. Tears for Thurman. This dude's got some experience, I feel like. I don't know. That's a title. Tears for Thurman. General news. What are we at right now, by the way? It doesn't tell us. Alrighty, howdy doody, everybody. General news. College Photographer of the Year, I believe last year. As far as general news goes, this person, whose name I will not butcher, from Brock University, captured this photograph of somebody entering Bangladesh, Rohingya child. This looks like some sort of, I don't know, like pilgrimage. They're migrating. They've built this, it looks like, from bamboo. And this is a university student. He probably lives here. I don't know where Brock University is. I'm not going to open a new tab because then you'll see all my history. It's a lot of porn. But these are people who are trying to carry their child. Like, I don't know. This is another difficult time for these people, or for people in general. that a photographer has captured the essence of the best that they can, and who's suffering, or maybe not suffering because it looks like he's got some pretty cool parents with him, her child, but again, right in the frame, and a beautiful shot, just absolutely beautiful. Nice depth of focus, or shallow depth of focus, and the framing here is great. You see everything. It all points to the child. It's great. Gabriel Scarlett, I don't know, from Western Kentucky University, before reading what this photo is about, I'm gonna say he's got a dig print, and damn, they made him wear 2 shirts, and super vignette, which I guess you're gonna need probably, because it's such an isolated shot. It's really, I think it shows you the isolation, like he's now alone. He's where everyone does not want to be. Absolutely not. That's the worst part of prison, right? Is not, once you make friends, you probably cope a little better, but once you first get to prison, let's read. Obdulio Vasquez was separated from his 8-year-old son after they crossed. Oh! Do I hear a marching band? I hear a marching band. Is there a parade tonight? Bro, it's fucking September 13th. What's going on? It's Friday the 13th. Alright, so, separated from an 8-year-old son after they crossed the Mexican-American border in Texas in May, caught up in the Trump administration's short-lived family separation policy. Obdulio has been told little of the whereabouts of his son and does not know when they will be reunited. Obdulio primarily speaks Mam, a Mayan language spoken in Guatemala and South Mexico. Further complicating his situation, he also recalled being robbed by coyotes on the crossing. That sucks. By coyotes. He's in prison. This is a photo of him in prison, and this encapsulates so well what he's got to be feeling. He's alone. Probably his worst nightmare. He's separated from his son, who's 8 years old. 8 years old, still not, needs his dad, right? The look on his face, he's deep in thought, it looks like, but he's looking at the ground. He's not optimistic, it looks like. He's it for him. It looks like, it doesn't say anything about him having any friends. His hands look like they might be cupped behind his back, and he is in isolation. Whether they call it that or not, that's prison. Powerful. It speaks exactly what it needs to. Or, I don't want to say needs to, but I did say it. But, speaks the right stuff. Josephine Norris from Central Michigan University. Oh, wow. If we look at the right side of this woman's face, I'm going to go ahead and say domestic violence. Yep. Krista Cooper, nurse, shows the bruising and injuries sustained from her former fiance. They really let her into the winning with that caption. Sorry, that was mean. Justin Ayers. Oh! They put his name out there. Yeah, I mean, they should, but ooh, shit. A San Antonio police officer allegedly assaulting her by smashing her face with a rock and fracturing 3 bones outside her San Antonio apartment, June 15, 2018. Ayers, has not been arrested in connection with the incident, which took place nearly 3 weeks prior. This is very... I like her lipstick, by the way, but... this is very, very investigative. Very bold, because if someone hasn't been arrested with something, they probably haven't been charged, which means he hasn't had his day in court, which means who knows what the fuck happened. And you're saying that he did it. It's bold. Hey, sometimes it's got to be said. Because shit. Oops. Who else did it? Like, I don't know. I got spider senses going on. They're tingling a little bit, but let me talk about this one a little more. I like it. Shows everything it should show. It's about that. You know, it would be a very whole picture of a face, but guess what? Like, you know, it's undoubtedly, like before I scrolled down and read it, I could tell what it was about, and that's storytelling that you need. That's the ability that you need as a photojournalist. Oh boy, you know, she looks like it's been a little bit of time, but she's got those wounds still, and that speaks probably, you know, for me at least in this photo, it speaks externally and internally. That she's still got some wounds. She will. Davis Winborn from the University of Missouri captured. This is a powerful photo. As much as part of me says that it's off balance, I think that it fits, because she's walking the line, dude. Like, he's walking forward. He's walking towards that police car with an American flag dangling and just dragging across the ground. This man gives no fucks. He probably gives some fucks, but that's courage, right? Is overcoming that fear. You can't get rid of fear unless you're used to something. So Mel Moffitt drags a U.S. flag toward a St. Louis police cruiser parked on an overpass. Behind Moffitt, thousands of protesters. Thousands. How do you fucking know that? Don't just say it. Shouted, "Whose streets? Our streets," as they marched toward a police blockade along Highway 40. In a separate branch of me in my life, I would have personal qualms with this. But this isn't my fight. This is a very local thing. This isn't like somebody ripped the flag off of my uniform and said, "Fuck you, bitch boy." These are people in need. These are people in a dire situation in their eyes, and who am I to say that they're not? So this picture is very powerful. For being like a Twilight photo with the so bright fucking police sirens and shit, and headlights directly into the camera, it's very well exposed. I don't know what settings these people use, but I don't know. It's a great photo. I mean, the street lights go straight into him. Everything leads you to him. Even the shadow up to the flag, just bringing you in. Even if I come over here and brought straight back into him, he just is he's a symbol. You know, if this were taken from the other side, it'd be the same damn thing. He is the frontline trace, I would like to call it. He's the frontline. Again, this person was in it. Matthew Martin from Santa Monica College captures this photo of a woman who is mid, looks like she's caught the camera. She's looking at it. It's hard not to notice the camera sometimes. You'll be doing something, and for a split second you go. And you lock eyes with the camera, and it's awkward, and it's weird. That's what happened here, but this woman is mid something, and it just looks good. Look at the people. Everyone around her is facing different directions. Eyes are cutting different ways. People are even her hands. She's doing something with her hands. God knows where they're going or what. But her eyes, everything is just boom in that moment. Great timing. And her makeup is phenomenal. For screaming outside, she looks fantastic. The earrings are great, and I love the turtleneck. Looks like it might be cold there. Everyone's wearing that stuff. A March for Our Lives demonstrator center, who wished to remain anonymous, leads the march where tens of thousands of people through the streets. Ooh, so she is leading the march. Whether this is truthful or not, we will accept it as truth for the sake of this video. She's front center. She's leading it. Leads the march where tens of thousands of people march through the streets of downtown Los Angeles, California on Saturday, March 24, 2018. The mass school shooting that took place at Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, sparked this march that occurred across the country. The Los Angeles demonstration consisted of key speakers, student activists, and students and survivors of previous mass shootings that included Columbine, Las Vegas, and the Seal Beach Salon shooting. This is a compelling photo, I think. It's better than most of the photos people show of protests. They show very wide. Someone's doing something stupid. This not only is the photo composed well, but the woman in the photo is composed well. It's not violent. This one guy, he's got that thing you can put over his face that's a little suspicious, but hey, that's white dudes at a protest. But I think the whole thing, I like it. I like it a lot. It speaks person getting out there. Citizens. These all, citizens. People just trying to do their thing. Gabriel Scarlett of Western Kentucky University. It can't be staged. Why? This child is fucking bawling. I haven't even read down there. Fox 11. The vignette is weird because it cuts off this dude's arm. It looks very much like a floating arm, but this person didn't. I think they used a tiny vignette. No, they didn't use one at all. Who else? This guy may have. I don't know. This one does. You probably didn't need to, but hey, everything else is dark. Might as well black it out at the ends just to bring attention to to spotlight. So I'll go with it. He has notes. Okay. After 19 days of imprisonment and 12 hours of transportation between facilities, Luis, Garcia is released to his family and friends. As one last added insult, ICE agents drove Jose around for hours to avoid the media seeing his release. After changing the release location twice, he was dropped on a street corner alone. Despite his legal permanent resident status, Garcia was held for 19 days and slotted for deportation due to a misdemeanor conviction from 17 years prior due to current Trump administration policy. Critics of the policy say that in a supposed effort to round up dangerous criminals and gang members, innocent immigrants are being swept up by ICE agents because they take fewer resources to arrest and deport. I haven't read much into this, I'll be honest. But that's terrible. I don't know. I'm not going to read more into it. Probably unless I have a reason to. Why? I consume news from all of it. I'm always looking at news. Maybe I will. Maybe this will prompt me to. I would like to. But there's so much weeds because it's the media. I would like to, if I could get good news on it, I'd love to read it. If I could get someone I could trust. It wasn't every fucking news station reports something different. So it's difficult. But that's compelling. That's terrible. This is a man who has endured that. And I know what it's like to be fucked over, but not like this. This is different. Hey, 19 days is a long fucking time. God. That's also getting on it. Like they said, I don't know how late this was, but, after his release, But no shit, here he is at night. They've got a spotlight on. I bet this was fucking taken shortly after he was dropped off. And someone followed the van around, probably. That's crazy. And they were there. Let's look at features. Alrighty. Alright. So we're at... No. Show all. For features. We're at feature photos now. Now, feature photos, at least is the way I know it, should probably show someone in their natural habitat, and not their, but their either their happy place or whatever, something that's going to show you what they're like and what they like to do. The photo should probably encapsulate what they're about. It should tell you a story a little bit about that person just by looking at it. All those other photos did. You could tell. You could kind of start to figure out what type of person they were just by what they had been through and the way they looked in that situation. But this should tell you a little more. It should tell somewhat of a story. What I see from this woman in a head wrap is she's kissing her child on the forehead while getting a tattoo. She's got her phone out, critical when getting a tattoo. And I love how the baby is playing with her head wrap while also not taking that bottle out of her mouth. She's it's a good photo. It tells the story. This is great. I like the black and white too. Black and white takes nothing away from it. Wade Wright kisses the forehead of her daughter Taylor while being given a tattoo on a kitchen table by artist Matthew Lloyd on July 18, 2018. The design depicts a dream catcher with rosary beads and a cross dangling below. Wade says tattoos play an important role in her life. I have tattoos that represent people who love me and some that I've lost, she says. On her right arm, she has 2 tattoos that memorialize her grandfather, who helped raise her, and her brother, who was shot and killed in front of her grandmother's house 4 years ago. She says that the memory of her brother, Jared Taylor, lives on in her daughter, who is named after him. Wow. This tells a lot about her in just the photo and the caption and the little blurb we got about her. It says a lot about her. She's a woman of virtue. I mean, as far as we can tell, her daughter's doing just fine. She's been through some stuff. Some shot outside of her grandmother's house. And tattoos play an important role in her life. Art is a very valid form of therapy. Expression is a form of therapy. And that's what this is. Probably. I can't say for her. But for me, tattoos are a form of expression. And they help me get my feelings out. Whether people realize that or not, it helps me feel like little by little I'm getting it out there. Because sometimes it's hard to talk. So I let them speak for them. So, I don't have tattoos that say, I'm sad sometimes. But they really put all the fries in this bag. Damn them. Gabriel Scarlett from Western Kentucky. Sorry, that person was Robert Gourley of University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. It's called A Mother's Kiss. That's a beautiful name. Gabriel Scarlett of Western Kentucky University. Oh, is this the person I did the last one? For Untitled. Let me finish this French, I'm a little fat boy over here. Jennifer and Cameron share ice cubes and a few kisses on a hot evening in Tevis, California. Both their parents emigrated from Oklahoma with the rest of the Black Okies. Oh, Oklahoma, yeah. Black Okies. In mid-20th century. Mid-20th century? Oh, this was a large scale. I was like, you can give me a more specific date to when their family moved? It was a big exodus. to work the fields of the Central Valley. Jennifer moved to the cities briefly, but has been forced to return to her family's crumbling home to raise her 2 children. Damn, like she almost got out. What does the photos say about them? They're in love. They love each other. And if this is a story about people sticking together, I don't know, like, I like it. They're just this truck has fucking character. This truck's been through some shit. I don't know where they are or why they're there, but he's sitting on the back of that work truck. Is what it looks like, just because of this bumper right here. It looks like a work truck. He's just sitting on the back of this broken, rusty, shipping away pickup. She is within his sort of his personal bubble completely. She's between his legs, and the look on his face. They're playing with each other. They're sharing ice cubes. God knows what's going on. It's a very endearing photo. And the sky, I mean, just you could almost tell where this was. Someone who is from here would be like, I know where they're at, because like, look at it, and the sky is that beautiful hue. It's a great photo. It leaves a little to mystery, but hey, that's part of it. I love it. I like it a lot. It's nice. People are lucky to have love like that. Now, moving on. Ali Reza Gudarzi from the Danish School of Journalism. And this is a fucking shot. This is colorful. Very colorful. I don't know what she did to this. This girl has got her screen way too bright. She's going to go blind, but it's giving off amazing. I don't know. It looks staged a little bit, or at least this girl's got some fucking color coordination going on. There's a light from above. It looks like it might be a black. No, it's not a black light, but it's very dim. Look at this light. This is very lit for a dark room with only a woman on her phone smoking a cigarette. It's at that little smoke, the cherry smoke in your room. All right, let's read it. I love the photo. It's a great portrait. There's nothing wrong with doing a photo like this. She lit it well, trying to find the freedom. Sorry, I didn't mean if that sounded condescending. I wasn't trying to be. I'm just saying, it's a good photo. I see what you did there. Yagane, I'm sorry for fucking that up if I did. 20 years old, she is trying to check her social media's account in her room. Many social networks are filtered in Iran, and the youth have to use VPN to access for connecting with each other. Selling VPN and anti-filters to people is a crime in Iran and is considered as action against national security. In case of discovery, the person will be confined and imprisoned. She's risking going to prison for checking her social media. Well, she's not selling the VPN, but someone did. And that's what she has to resort to. I want to know what this tattoo is over here, if that is a tattoo. How's she doing that with her leg? I wouldn't have guessed this was from Iran. I don't know. I'm just not good at. She looks like she's got a nose ring or something on. Sorry, the ones at the college puts, or the whatever the contest puts up on the page, are not full quality, so I can't really tell. But great photo. She's pretty much centered, and that's fine. You know, her legs go right up to her face. She's the brightest part of the picture. The smoke. It all is this sphere of things happening there, and then some tertiary things lend some light onto, like, her blankies are kind of messed up. Seems like a cool person. I would say this is the coolest person in Iran. She's 20 years old, whatever. I don't know what 20-year-olds in Iran were like, but I did not expect them to look like this. So this is cool. And again, this is something I would be like, how do I get into someone's bedroom to take a fucking feature photo? I'm not good at that. So when I see this stuff, it blows me away. And I admire it a lot. Trying to find the freedom. She's trying to check her social media account in her room. Interesting. This photo is by Michael Blackshear, I don't know, from Western Kentucky University. Western Kentucky knocking it out of the park. Without looking. Looking at this photo. Obviously some anguish, or sadness here. Something. Look at his eyes. Look at him. If it's what I think it is, he's got a backpack on. If it's a goodbye, oh boy, do I know this feeling. And it is the worst feeling you will ever experience if you have to one day experience. Especially when a kid's involved. Absolutely horrible. Will make you regret every decision you made to lead up to you having to leave. Will make you rethink your life. Let's read it. Patrick McGee Jr. holds his younger brother, Arkiel Clark, and his mother, Aretha McGee, close in his arms as they commemorate the one-year anniversary of Leandra McGee, who was murdered March 28, 2017. Okay, so they're not saying goodbye. Backpack's probably full of baby stuff for his brother. Unless that's his brother standing up. I don't know. It's misleading. I'm stupid. At the Dino gas station where he was murdered at. I don't even like going by dinos anymore. They killed Breezy. Watch the teddy bear we put down in front of dinos be gone by tomorrow. Like, this makes me sad. This emanates great. So once you read the caption, I mean, already just looking at it, it is saying goodbye. I wasn't completely wrong. He does this every year, apparently. The 1 year anniversary. I don't know if he'll do it next year, but they went to a very, for them, high emotional energy area, and they let it out. And sometimes what you need. And this guy got in there and took that photo. That, hey, it's either he's not sensible, or he's so sensible that he felt he needed to tell that story. And wow. And putting yourself in his shoes, I understand the look in his eyes. He said the teddy bear we put by this place will be gone by tomorrow. And that's... man. That's nuts. Wow. Moving on. Brian Cerejo, Syracuse University. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. This photograph. What the fuck is that kid doing? Oh, what the fuck is going on? This is some poltergeist shit. This photo is fucking with me. Look at that child. Look at this kid. She's working on some, it looks like some like an erector set or like blocks or something. Some like off-brand Legos. They're thin. She's working with her hand. She looks like she's turned. No, her legs are under the table, so she's just kind of comfortable there. I don't know what she's got. That's a real smart idea. I wish I had done that with my Legos. Are we recording? Yes, we are. Okay. That kid in the top right is doing some shit. Let's read, because I want to know what that kid's doing. Karen Kotaro usually takes care of her grandkids on Fridays. Here she organizes her grandson's Legos as he plays in the background. This kid is fucking vaulting off of the furniture. She says that completing tasks such as these, where she has to constantly think and use her hands to separate the pieces, is like therapy. Are like, is like physical therapy for her Parkinson's disease. It doesn't say a whole lot about her. It does, I guess. She takes care of her grandkids. They're fucking crazy. Sorry. I'm sure they're nice kids, but that kid is about to snap his back. It's well timed because that dude is airborne. And it's got like I don't know. It's a snapshot. It's a snapshot of her of the crazy. I'm sure she fucking loved this photo. You know, even though she probably wishes it was a photo of her playing with the kids, but I think it shows you the. I don't know. I think I see why it didn't get as high as the other ones, but I love it. I think it's a fucking hilarious photo. The black and white does great. That kid, I can't. He's a 90-degree angle almost. Josephine Norris of Central Michigan University. Why does it look like a haunted hayride and she's scared for her life? If it's not, actually, it might be a pickup. She's looking over the top. But where the fuck is he? So it's not. It can't be a pickup, unless it is, and they're sitting in a seat and he's behind it. It seems like a brother figure here, and she's still. The look on her face is amazing. The way he captured it. Her hair's in the wind. You know that it shows motion. That truck is probably in motion. Unless it's windy, but we'll take it at that. Her eyes are just so. There's like a look of worry, but she doesn't look. She's concerned. She's not frantic. She's just like, oh fuck, dude. And I love the way that sunlight cuts across her face, and the part that looks amazing when it's lit. Her eyes and everything was shining off of her hair. It's a beautiful photo. God, and they match with the colors, and there's yellows and greens and reds and blues. You know, it's a cloudy day. I love this photo. I'm excited to read. I don't know if I said it already. This is from Josephine Norris of Central Michigan University. As her brother Jake Tomac Galloway, 10, drives the electric. Oh, they're in a car. They're driving forward. Emily Tomac Galloway, 7, looks over her shoulder as the sun sets on the Tomac family farm in Chesaning, Michigan, Saturday, September 16, 2017. This was the pair's first solo adventure on the cart without an adult supervising. She probably is worried. He's not like where he's going. I love that. He's looking out over the fields. I wonder what they're doing. I guess they're just taking the cart. This person also knows how to write a caption. This is a great caption. This is fantastic. I think this is the best caption I've seen. I like this one too. I like this one. Okay, these ones, the captioning is great. This one is very much like... Sorry, I'm getting some gross stuff out of my throat. Oh, God, I love this. Because I like that she's with someone. She's worried, but your brother's going to drag you into some weird shit. Like, he's going to be like, hey, let's take the farm cart. And you're like, okay. I'm sure she was excited to go, but a part of her is a little nervous. She's looking back at the sun, I think, and she's probably taking in that sunset. I would love to see it. I'm looking in the reflection of her eyes. It looks like it's just over the horizon. It looks beautiful. This next photo is from Jens Hartmann Schmidt from the Danish School of Journalism. I think it's the same one as before. Ooh, I like this photo. He's this dude looking at some trees, though. He's very far away. It gives you a sense of the scale and the area. It doesn't say a lot about him, but he is taking it in. He's at least got that, he's out there in the middle of it. That says something about him. What is he doing? He's looking up at the trees. What would you be doing? I'd be looking up at those fucking trees. That shit probably looks beautiful. It looks either foggy or snowing. I think foggy. Let's read. It's called Untitled. Ali, looking at the trees, trying to find peace in his mind. Ali fled Syria alone during the war. He is an unaccompanied refugee. He has been in Denmark for a couple of years now, but because he is a child, he must wait until his 18th birthday before he can apply for asylum. He is here without any of his family and friends from home. Every day is a step closer to clarification to the question, can he stay or will he be sent back? When a child without the proper paperwork seeks asylum in Denmark, their age is determined by a doctor, who looks at the bone structure and teeth development. They are then given a new birthday. Ali is now 17, and he is worried he will be sent back when his birthday comes. For now, he can only wait together with the other unaccompanied refugee children at their temporary residence. Ali's name has been changed for anonymity. Wow. Now looking at the photo, him just staring at the trees, along with the caption, it's a little more, it says so much about him. He's here. I'm sure he wants to be there. Doesn't want to go back to war-torn Syria, even though his family and friends are there, but he's just he's doing something for himself. He went to Denmark. Trying to find peace in his mind. I'm sure it's a constant stress for him to think about he's another day closer to his birthday. And coming out there, looking at those trees, I'm sure there's a million things going through his mind. It's almost perfect where it is. I don't need any more information. With respect to him, I'm sure he has a very interesting story. And I would like part of that story. But as far as explaining his turmoil, no, I would like more. I would love to read this as a full-length feature. That focused less on Denmark's system and more on his story. And that's it for this one. But wow, this photo makes sense now. It's a beautiful photo. It's kind of what I do sometimes. I'm just kind of taking this here. I mean, I'm nowhere near the struggles that this kid has. It's very interesting.